War is permitted and in fact commanded by God in the Old Testament, and the teaching of New Testament does not contradict it. In Matthew 5:17 to 19, Jesus talked about an eye for an eye, a tooth of a tooth, but Jesus did not resist the one who is evil, but anyone slaps in the right, turn to the left. The New Testament teachings are clearly directed against personal vengeance. So this is a really good revelation. When Jesus says somebody slap you on the right, turn to the left, etc., this is talking about he's being against personal vengeance. As he said, vengeance is mine to repay. However, Jesus is not against the use of sword by the civil magistrate, which is properly understood to implement divine justice. Romans 13, verse 4. For he is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain, for he is the servant of God and the avenger who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. So does the New Testament ever present having a sinful occupation? Luke 3:14, so just ask John, what shall we do? John told the soldier, don't extort more than anybody, and don't bribe, and etc. John didn't demand him to quit being a soldier. Okay, you continue to be a soldier. There is a room for war, just war. Luke 7, verse 9. When Jesus heard this thing, he marveled at him, turning to the crowd, and said, I have not found in Israel such faith. He was talking about the captain of the Gentiles, another guy for war. Acts chapter 10, verse 2. Those who fear God with all their household give alms generally to people. You see, that guy is also a general. So there's enough scripture to support that God is not a pacifist. And Jesus is not a pacifist. Book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11 to 12. Chapter 19, verse 11 to 12. I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. The one city only is called faithful and just and righteous. He judges and makes war. Jesus came down the white horse and makes war. So it's hard to say Christian must be pacifist. Nevertheless, we must allow these considerations to dampen the force of the New Testament teachings about personal vengeance and love for our enemies. War is only justified in a fallen world. Now, under what conditions is what morality justified? Just war theory conditions for entering war period is not intrinsically unjust. So what are the conditions for a just war? Okay, supported by Augustine and Aquinas. Number one, just cause, specifically for defensive wars and perhaps even allow for preemptive strikes. Number two, the right intention to restore peace and justice, not for vengeance, conquest, but this follows from biblical teaching about righteous motives. Psalm 68, verse 30, limited objectives, and the rest of it, too much to go through. But I just want to give you a sense that there's a just war theory.